On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we continue our invasion of the Car Ninja shop, and we continue saving the V6 in this 2011 Camaro. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today, like I said, we're back in the Car Ninja shop because only dealers can do what we're doing the last 2 days. And yesterday, I wasn't really expecting that BG dynamic to completely turn this engine around, but I kind of think it did. And now today, we're gonna grab the GDI intake treatment and try to clean all the carbon out of this thing. Luckily, the dealership already said the cats were junk. Who knows if they're actually junk? They were just basing that off the O2 sensor reading, but car feels a little slow. I wouldn't doubt it if they're plugged up. So we're gonna go ahead and do the intake cleaning first and then go from there. If you have a direct injected vehicle, as you know, if it doesn't have the additional port injection, it will build up carbon on the valves, and eventually the engine will just up and die. It happens around 150,000 miles, and super common. It's getting a lot better with newer engines though, and a lot of people are adding port injection as well so they can spray the valves with some gasoline and it cleans them up. Toyota especially, they know what they're doing. This is a chemical treatment. You don't have to take everything apart, like taking the intake off the engine and walnut blast the valves. It's probably super concentrated PEA, and it drips in for a long time. So we're gonna learn how to do this together. I've never done this process, and I'm sure it'll work. Right here we have special tools. So this is how we're going to inject the cleaner into our intake. This automatically actuates the gas pedal over a very long period. This is the cleaner right there, and this is an IV drip for your car. Platinum treatment supply tool. We're gonna hang that from the hood, and there's your IV hose. Once we get this started, you fill this completely up and it just sits there and drips it in over a really long period. Turn the car off. I assume it's just like the CRC treatment we've been doing. That stuff does wonders, I can tell you. It makes engines feel brand new. All the power comes back. Hopefully this makes that Camaro feel better. I know there's more to go, but better. Just like yesterday, start by pulling the beauty cover off the top of the engine. So oil cap first, there we go, and there goes the cover. Somewhere back here on the intake is where we're gonna put in the, right there. That's it. That's pretty simple. I don't know if you guys noticed where that clamp was, but shout out to the dealership for not putting that back. I mean, it makes my life easy, but what if it came off and there was no brake booster anymore? I gotta tell you guys, this is a really cool part from BG. They had this made for their kit, and it has multiple hose barb sizes stacked up so that you can get anything you want on there. So you just grab some hose like this, try to put it on the intake, find out it doesn't work, go to the next one, and it looks like this one will fit. Push it on the intake just like that. There we go. Let's see if this fits now. Yeah, look at that. And then it says there's the connector for the IV drip right there. It says to put this up, straight up and down. There's the IV hanging from the hood, and we will hook this guy up just like this. And we finally have all the equipment rigged up. It's time to pour in the solution. And I will say, this is very, very well done. This guy over here, look at that. What a cool plug. And it has like a built-in funnel inside that thing right there. Tough to see, but yeah. All we gotta do now is pour it completely full. Oop! I missed the funnel and it has a funnel. It's time. We got the computer doing its thing. There's our auto throttle alert right there. I'm gonna go ahead and open the ball valve. We should hear this thing start to drip and struggle a little bit. She's running. 45 minutes. In 11 seconds, this should rev the engine 3 times. Here we go. Counting down the seconds. Counting down. Wow, this is cool. 3,500 RPM? 3,000 RPM. Other than having to troubleshoot the accessory sockets on that Camaro, setting it up was a lot easier than I had imagined. Obviously, you can't just get these tools because they cost a lot more than a do-it-yourself treatment or walnut blasting. But it's so much easier than pulling the intake off instead of taking your engine apart and walnut blasting. So I think it's going to work very, very well. I think it'll be just as good and I cannot wait. Listen to it out there revving, it's pretty funny. And you can walk away from it, which is cool if you have the right tools. Out there fixing itself. It's like a doctor giving a car an IV. Wow, that dumps that stuff out. It's already down to there. It was full when we started. As soon as this gets to halfway, I'm gonna go ahead and close the valve out, and then I think we wait 15 minutes. Now look at my instructions here. All right, there's our timer. This thing's idling. 15 more minutes of idle. Well, you saw there, the timer said 14 and change. Valve valve is closed, so we are not injecting any of the combustion chamber cleaner yet. Well, it's on hold, that is, and there's a pause button on the revving tool there. So that's on pause, and we'll just sit here, and then we do it again. The second time we run this, we just run it till it's empty. So it's about half, what I was thinking would be ideal. And you're supposed to actually run 2 whole bottles, but I only got 1 as part of this deal. So I guess we just use 11 ounces each time. All right, 40 seconds remaining. Right there, you can see she's been idling for a long time. 15 minutes, that is. We're gonna hit play. Here's the play button. And she should count down 45 seconds. That'll pretty much nail when we need to hit the switch on this guy. I'm just gonna go ahead and open it up now. We are flowing again. All right, while that car's out there revving until the IV drip is completely empty, we decided to take a look at this, because look what's in the shop with Johnny. Johnny is installing bling. I think it's really nothing but bling, isn't it? So here we have, these are the E-motion control arms for this thing. Look at that. Look at that. So there's, it looks like spacers right there. This is a control arm that we kind of test assembled. You can see that everything is solid. There's no bushings, no pliability there. And there's a special Porsche mount, which is really cool, to retain the headlight sensor right there. And man, they just look expensive. And they're replacing these absolutely fine stock pieces right there. Oh man, you got it all apart.
Almost.
Nice. There's the headlight leveling sensor.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna feel every bump.
Oh man, this is gonna be a ride. This is gonna be all race car after this. So, Johnny and I were in here being mind blown. This is the active sway bar right here, all hydraulic. You can see the lines. The struts are active, of course. Everyone knows that. I mean, that's like common race car stuff. Here's the front diff, E-diff. There's all the control and cooling going into the diff. There's, look at these brakes. I mean, if you've never seen brakes, just stand beside it, Johnny. Stand. That thing's twice as big as our heads, but it's gotta be 19 inches.
Well,
oh, it's just massive. Carbon ceramic, of course. These brakes are some of the best in the game. 6 pots, 18 inch, 17 inch rotor, that looks like. On these BBS wheels that are incredible.
those are amazing.
This is one hand. I am literally picking up a complete wheel and tire that's a 21 on one hand. And then here in the back of this monster, we can show you these beautiful, massive intercoolers, the wild exhaust on this car. Sam at By Design built this car. You can see it's got big turbos. Here's the oil sump. Electronic wastegates right in there. Awesome looking Porsche manifolds. There's the O2s on extensions. And of course, catless, so it shoots fire. Everybody's goals on their Porsche. Lots and lots of fireballs. And then up here in the rear, active rear shocks, as you would expect. Active rear sway bar right there. Tough to see, but full hydraulic lines for the sway bar again. And that is the rear wheel steering right there. It turns the wheels at high speed. All 4 wheels turn at the same time to switch lanes like that. And at low speeds, they go the opposite direction. Clearly one of the most ridiculous and fastest cars you can buy. And one of the few cars that's truly worth every penny they charge. They don't charge Lamborghini prices. They build you just the wildest car you can get your hands on. And I've always said this is probably the best driving car I've ever driven. Not the 800 horse build, a stock one, just a stock one. And this one is a rocket ship. Other cool tricks in the 911 Turbo, if you haven't seen them, the front spoiler is actually air. It's a bellow. And when you turn the spoiler off, it folds up like that. We turn it on, the air fills back up, it pops out. Active cruise right there, laser jammers and radar, full Escort 360 Ci. I think we're done. Look at our IV drip there, nothing in it. Close the ball valve, shut the engine off, unhook everything, and go for a drive immediately for 15 minutes. And we are off to the races here. 15 minutes of driving in this bad boy, and I'm just gonna hop on the highway here and keep the RPM up for 15 minutes. About 7 p.m. is what we're shooting for here. All right, time to get on it a little bit, see if she's quicker. Not bad. Mr. Renault. There's a car no one's ever seen before.
Go ahead and bang the door right here.
Two V6 Grand Touring cars. We got that one right there, and we got this one that's much older and
This is
nowhere near as fast.
Unbelievable. Who cares when you fast when you got this
I'm
kind of
just
style?
kidding.
Yeah, I'm saying though, you got this and nothing from
Kilometers.
the 80s is fast. Yeah.
Oh, this is wild.
Kilometers.
This is amazing.
Am I allowed to post this before Tyler does?
I don't care. It's out here in the wild.
It's in a public space.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no agenda with this car other than just drool over it. Look at the way the glass. Look at the way the glass flushes. Look at this.
That is crazy.
Look at
Frameless
this.
back then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's been winning awards already.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one concourse.
This is a crazy car.
This is absolutely crazy. You are correct. Look back here. This is where the engine is.
That is wild. Renault Alpine. Did they call it Alpina or Alpine?
The Alpine.
Okay.
Yeah. Donut on here,
So
so,
you don't-
fumes don't go
Yeah.
inside the cabin. So
Gotcha.
basically, it seals against the hood.
Yep.
Right, and then it vents right here.
That's
And
cool.
so yeah, otherwise it would get sucked into this cavity.
Yep. Tons of factory parts.
Yeah, it's got tons of parts.
Crazy.
And even the original. Look at the wipers, guys. Look, look
Those
at those.
are
I gotta
cool.
see those work.
Yeah,
right?
those are cool. Yep.
Clapping hands.
Oh yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I didn't even notice that. Look, we got the original factory service manuals.
manual.
Yeah,
That's
everything.
sick. And belts.
Everything. Belts, hoses.
Cool.
And I think there's even supposed to be some back hatch struts in here. Look, filters, everything.
Oh, look at
Documents.
that. Is that a sticker slapped on
I
a?
don't know. This is an old car.
What years again?
80, actually, it changes years, right? The title says 85, but the VIN code is 86.
Okay.
So basically, it was an 86 that was sold in 85. Like, you know how like they come out like, you know, in October
Right.
or September, you know, like at the end of the year.
Sure.
And so
It's
they
really-
listed it
it's
as an 84,
86. Okay.
right, which was the first year.
Uh-huh.
But then the title come in as an 85, and then I got all the Alpine guys all over the world like
Say it's 86.
just they're all freaking out and geeking on this car, and I think like all over the world I'm getting like emails from France and everything, and they know the data plate and the VIN number and all that stuff and what each number means, and so this is actually really rare Atmos, and it's actually an 86.
I see.
Yeah.
And the Camaro is back. We took it on our 15-minute drive cycle. It ran great. It feels like there might have been a little bit more power than there was this morning, but like I said earlier, I think the cats might actually be clogged up. So I think next up, we just put a whole exhaust on this car. I mean, race car, right? So maybe long tubes and Holley exhaust, something like that. They've got some stuff for it. Who knows? You can get factory cats really cheap too, but it'd be a lot cooler to make this thing sound good at the same time. So while it's still off here, put the engine cover back on, got the oil cap off. I put the clamp back on this time. Here's our engine dress up piece. Put the oil cap back too, and Camaro complete for the day. Next up, timing chains too, and the exhaust. And that should get this thing actually done. So anyway, when we do that, maybe we'll shove a camera down in the intake and show you what those valves look like. Hopefully they look like new. 128,000 miles on a DI engine. They should have been very, very covered in carbon. The change did not feel as big as the Veloster when I did the CRC treatment, but the Veloster may have had just terrible carbon buildup. This one might just be completely fixed. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shopwatchjrgo.com where you get cool shirts like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Why'd you have to go buy the most complicated control arm ever built by people?
Only the most difficult and complicated.
Look at the difference.
That's true. Oh yeah, that won't fit. That's not good. Wow. That's like that's a good ½ inch. And that's like 3/8.
3/8, yeah.
Whoa! It does
by the
say
way-
it's for the GT3 on the.
Does it?
Oh, not a GT3.
Hey, my name's Brian.